Some journos are just retarded. Following the assassination of Charlie Kirk, which sparked outrage across the world, the aftermath of it has been equally explosive because instead of uniting in grief, online debate has turned toxic. And this is after social media posts online were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, and noticeably that the daughters of Charlie Kirk would grow up without a father. One viral post responded to said individuals as subhuman pieces of filth for suggesting that this was a good thing. It was noted that some of these individuals who had praised the death of Charlie Kirk were black, and the defenders calling them filth were white, which clearly meant that this was dehumanizing language, it was vilifying black people, and was racist. Which is why one journalist, a Jillian, wrote that the debate itself was a good thing because maybe your God wanted her, the daughter, to grow up a decent human being, unscathed by her father's bigotry. Her point was that it wasn't a black or white issue, but rather that it was a break in the cycle of hatred, with Charlie Kirk obviously being the hater. This prompted some political figures to respond. Why are you celebrating the assassination of an individual? The journalist responded that her comments were taken out of context. She says a nuance was erased, saying that this was propaganda in action. She calls it whiteness and suggests that white supremacy clings to a myth of innocence, often projecting guilt and aggression onto blackness. So, yes, again, she's saying now it's not about breaking the cycle of hatred. She was criticized by white people, ergo it's racist. She claims that this keeps racism alive by distorting who's the victim and who's the aggressor, because obviously the victim in this instance is everyone else and the aggressor is Charlie Kirk because he said things that other people didn't agree with. And according to the journalist, you have to forgive anything she says because she too has experienced tragedy. She lost her son, who died by suicide after being targeted by cancel culture. But you see, her grief is personal. And she's allowed her grief, but anybody else that suggests anything other, well, they are discredited dissenting voices. She argues that the fury directed at her for her original article is the fragility of white supremacy. These people are just dumb. You praise the death of a man, suggested that the daughter would now grow up better off without the hatred of the father, and that the death of the father was breaking the cycle of hatred, ergo it was a good thing. This is stupid. Why are you trying to sit there and talk about white supremacy and fragility and whatever other nonsense you're talking? Which again is why journos are just retarded.